Hi, this is David at Mash IT. Now, I've been using the X17 for a week now, and I'm really loving the new Alienware design and the build of this new X17. But as with all Dell releases, it's not without its teething problems. We now have a second X17 in the office, and with my week's testing and talking with other X17 owners, I wanted to share this information and help you make the right choices if you're buying an Alienware X17. So first things first, I want to talk about RAM. If you saw my previous video, we discussed how my 16GB configuration was getting below average performance. This actually turned out to be caused by Dell's use of high density RAM in the 16GB configurations. Well, I want to bring you some good news now and let you know that the 32GB configuration and the XMP models are not affected by this and still receive the low density RAM that gives you the performance you'd expect. I have spoken with XMP users and my 32GB 3200MHz RAM kit is scoring the same as the XMP, so my advice when choosing the RAM is to opt for the 32GB 3200MHz option. It's by far the best cost performance ratio. Only get the 16GB if you plan to switch it out yourself later. Now onto the GPUs. I have a 3070 and a 3080 model in the office, and I want to talk about the differences in these models that you should be aware of. Firstly, this great new cooling system in the X17 can easily handle the whole range of graphics cards, and it handles the 3080 as well as it handles the 3070 or the 3060, so heat isn't a concern. But if you opt for the 3070 or the 3060 model, you will not get the RGB touchpad. That's only available with the 3080. I suppose they want to give you a reason to buy the higher end card. Now with each tier of graphics card, not only are the specs getting better, but each has a different TGP. The 3060 has 130 watts, the 3070 has 140 watts, but the 3080 gets 165 watt TGP. So in my opinion, it's definitely worth paying extra for the high end card. There's one small downside with the 3080 configuration that you need to be aware of, and that is the power pack you'll receive with the unit. If you watched my original X17 review, you'll have seen the new compact 240W PSU for the 3060 and 3070 models. It's been redesigned and is much improved over the old 240W adapter. With the 3080 model, you get the old style 330W power brick, and I call it a brick because it's actually been modelled on a house brick. But this is the price you pay if you want maximum power. Next up, we need to talk about CPUs. Although the i9 is overclockable, it's a very expensive upgrade, and every user I've spoken to has reported high temperatures. The i7, whilst running much cooler, is getting respectable scores and finally fighting back at AMD, so I would recommend you save your money here and get the i7. With regards to the SSDs, always choose the best value option available, as you can easily add a second drive yourself in the future. One of the SSD slots is PCIe Gen 4 and the other is Gen 3, so make sure you keep this in mind when choosing an aftermarket SSD. I will put some links to popular drives in the description down below. Lastly, the screen choices. This is an area where Dell has missed a trick. To me, the best screen option would have been the 17-inch QHD high refresh panels that are now available. But instead, we get three options: a 1080p 165Hz screen, a 1080p 360Hz, and a 4K 120Hz. I received the base 165Hz panel, and it is a good panel, but unfortunately there is no muck switch, so you're stuck with Optimus. Therefore, you will lose a little performance when using the inbuilt screen. The 4K 120Hz screen is beautiful, but it will sap your battery life and you'll struggle to play AAA titles at native resolution. Now this leaves me with the last choice, which is a 360Hz 1080p panel. If you're a serious gamer, then this is the panel I would recommend you get. Not because of the 360Hz refresh rate, as let's be honest, it's not going to be driving any modern games at 360Hz, but just because it's a very responsive panel with great colours and it has advanced G-Sync, allowing you to fully utilise the RTX graphics card on the inbuilt display. So hopefully you found this video useful, but as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below and I will get back to you. And if you disagree with my choices, or if you have any other thoughts, please also let me know. Thank you for watching.